Well, Shellstead has had an interesting year. You know, didn't start great, didn't shoot it well to begin the year, but has steadily come on, has been really good in Big Ten conference play, especially from behind the three-point line.
Diallo just following Osibor. Finally gives it up. Nice rim.
After the catch off that short roll pass, he went right to the body of Kepnong, knocked him off, got himself an easy layup. As long as you don't extend that arm, you can put your shoulder in the defender's chest.
A lot of dribbling here from Washington on this possession. Mason drives, Mason all the way. Get a chance to tie or take the lead for Washington. There's a three on the catch and shoot.
Possession.
Mason, baseline, 1-point ball game.
Missed that one too.
Incredible some of the misses from the free throw line down the stretch for Oregon. Mason drives and makes the layup.
No timeout for
and he's got more to play for, and he is stepping up in another big game for the Trojans. Mekhi Mason yet to score in this game. Tough turnaround, and it rattles in.
It was a tough. Just because the first item of business is USC getting in the Big Ten tournament. How about having momentum once you get to Indianapolis? Playing well, defense. Mekhi Mason knocks down to get downhill and get into the paint.
He hit 11 threes in 27 games. The foul and the 3 months ago, everybody would have got one of them. Ace Bailey, but the guy he's tied with.
In conference games.
In conference games, yeah. Good note. Good point. Mason scores.
The voting for the 5 all-freshman team is going to be fascinating to me, because you could make a case for what, 8 or 9, and it's only a 5-team team or 5-player team,
right? The rumor is Don is prepared to reveal his ballot tonight. Mason the three.
I am. There is a guy closing out, so it's the normal cadence that you usually shoot it with. Most guys miss that shot when they're that wide open.
Chase Butler making an early appearance in the second half for Washington as Danny Sprinkle tries a bunch of different lineups. Mason hit. An interesting career that Chibuzo Abo has had. He's from San Diego. Coming out of high school, he was between, as Mason hits the three, SC and
rebounds. 3 straight losses for Washington, but Danny Sprinkle was telling us this morning, we've shown we can play with anybody in this league. We are just struggling to finish games down the stretch.
Yeah, you know, they were without Frank Kepnong, I think, for the toughest part of the season when they faced like 6 or 7 ranked teams in a row.
Double team comes to Renew. Good ball movement from Indiana. Carlisle can't hit the 3. Harris has the rebound for the Huskies.
Kenan Carlisle, a young man that played at Stanford last season. I watched a lot. He was even in the mock drafts last year when he first came out of high school.
Mason backs in a 3.
Well, sometimes
team comes to Ballo immediately. Skip out of it. Rice elevates for 3. Way off the mark.
Yeah, he was wrong on that one. You can see Washington isn't going to let Umar Ballo go one-on-one. They're sending a second defender at him every time, making him pass that ball to somebody else, which I think is a smart decision.
Mason from the mid-range rattles it through.
Back in the corner with a hand in his face. That's a big-time shot, man.
This is something we'll talk about through the game, but you can't really underestimate how much being 23 years old in this game can really play a factor. A guy who's seen a lot of basketball, and speaking of, Mekhi Mason.
We're seeing Blackwell score in a variety of ways. Spot threes, off the dribble, pushing in transition, that time moving without the ball. I guarantee you last year as a freshman, he didn't have a lot of points moving without the ball. That's something you gain with experience and watching old Coach Video.
2 for an opportunity, but Washington doesn't really take advantage. Iheanacho, kick it, corner, Mason for 3.
He can do that.
On the floor did Harris after he pulled that down, and we've seen just the swarming nature of this Wisconsin defense. It's hard to do that. Mason, quick trigger. Hits the three.
5 came in one game against Purdue. For great Osibor. Dix trying to stretch that range. Really post up on Dix here for Osibor. 3, Mason, got that. Inside out, backdoor cut, coming from the paint, spray out 3, that's an easy one. Iowa has struggled to shoot the 3 since Owen Freeman went out. He's not a lethal three-point shooter. That interior presence hasn't been there, no question about it. Mason tries the other side, got him from both games. Harding shut off by DJ Davis, who's back in there today and forces the turnover. Mason out and running, 1-on-2 with the finger roll. That's knowing this really forces the issue. And quite frankly, without Owen Freeman, he needs to be in that mode all the time. 19 points for Peyton Sanford. That's a game high. That is down. Shooter, the Nacho. So that floor really spread out with the guards that are on the floor for the Huskies. Washington has only hit 1 3 in this half. See if this lineup can get him going again. It does. Mason.
So you wonder how long Danny Sprinkle's going to keep him on the bench. It's 2 very early fouls.
Right now, Osibor and Kepnang are off the floor. And Bailey sits down for Rutgers. Mekhi Mason. Well, it's been such a change.
To lift off the bench with his floor spacing and three-point shooting.
Mason.
Should have shot that one.
And that one maybe. But now he gets to the rim and scores. And drop ahead to JaMychal Davis. Harper wants it back but couldn't get the catch. And Mason with it on. Surprised Bruce didn't fly in yesterday. To LA. But he's got to work. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Mason in rhythm. Hits the 3.
You wonder why people are as excited about him as they are. That play right there.
Mason hits a 3 of his own.
Because there was some traffic in there, but Harris gets an extra possession.
Osibor going right at Somerville and creates for Mason. The hot hand and another one. 4 Huskies with at least 15. Harper and Sprinkle having a word. What does Washington have out of the timeout? Trying to get it to Osibor. With the freshman guarding him, Dylan Grant.
Backside help.
Mason steps in, avoided the steal, and puts
Kick into the corner. It's an open 3 for Kern.
But they are really going to let Kern have as many jump shot opportunities as he would like this afternoon.
Now Washington is open 1 of 6 from the floor. Mason changes that with a...
And he got put back into the starting lineup when Puck Johnson was lost for what is now the season with the hand injury that he had surgery on. And Osibor is going to take Kern back to the same spot on the floor.
Oh, that's a good step through by Osibor and a beautiful feed.
And Mason's
of this and a tremendous event.
Niederhauser back in the game, and DJ Davis has the tap. Those shirts we showed you, those were designed by a 4-year-old fond child who was battling cancer active, and her Logan and her 15-year-old knee injuries. He played the first couple and sat out a couple of months. He's been in and out of the lineup. It's the first time he has led the Huskies in scoring in a half all year. And even last year, Stephen, when he played 10 games, he did average 8.5 points a game, so he had an impact that they thought would be part of his team. But it is on full display this afternoon.
Well, you can see it. I mean, he's aggressive. He moves well. He's not going to try to do a whole lot of things that he can't do.
Now, he almost touched that.
Kind of jumped sideways, still got it off the glass. That's a tough angle.
It's the loudest this crowd has been all afternoon. Osobor.
Only Husky that's shot ready on the catch is Davis. Against the zone, you're not going to have much time.
It's Mason, and he hits the three.
Washington's been able to hit a couple threes, but Penn State feels comfortable sitting in this matchup zone.
Osobor is working on Kern, who's playing with 4 fouls. Into the paint, an open look for Mason. He's been hot all day. That one rolls home.
Along the baseline. I think he's all right, Kevin.
And they need him to be all right. They struggled in that second half in Lincoln on Sunday without Royal out there.
Yeah, we know that Pinnacle Bank is a tough place anyway if you're full strength. Alone if you lose one of your best players.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Mason on the drive. That was too easy.
Size advantage. There is the double from Iheanacho. Martinelli recovers short.
He got away with the foul there, but well executed. Washington is going to double either from the top or from the rim if Martinelli spins.
Iheanacho kicks it into the corner. Mason for 3.
You're going to throw that pass, you better create an advantage, but great job by Mullins to create an easy bucket for Northwestern.
Osobor trying to take on the 7-footer. Cross-court pass. Pulled up. Just inside. Counted. And it's 3-point shooters in the conference as well. Torn ACL we found out before the game tonight. So they are very short-handed.
That man right there, Jordan Clayton, has not been shy. And he's one of those shots to go down, soften up this Washington defense to make some space for Nick Martinelli, who struggled in the first half to get shots to go.
Strong drive by Mekhi. Made up from distance immediately.
Big bucket for him. We talked about the 3-ball. Neither one shoots it great. If you can get him to make some, he was 1 for 6 the other night. It really helped spread the defense. There's no doubt about that.
Washington back home after an impressive win on the road, and Minnesota, you can count it, and 1. Mekhi.
Just a dog as far as getting to the glass, getting to the paint. But if he can make threes again, this is not what I would expect to happen to start the game.
Mason almost lost it. Osobor with that pass into the corner again. Mason left wide open. Well, who's going to miss? 6th man. And he is known for that in particular. Knocks down his first shot try.
Season had a great freshman year at Wisconsin and then struggled last year, and now kind of got into gear here. Starting to play good basketball.
Hey, when you're hot. Next, we are less than 10 minutes into the game, and the Huskies have already made as many threes tonight as they did in their last game.
Which was a lot more than they made the previous games before that.
You're right about that. To Osobor. Into the corner, Mekhi Mason. Little pull-up, short corner. What a shooting performance for the Huskies here in the first half.
Games on defense, and tonight, a little bit flat-footed.
Fazumana Diallo checking back in for the Huskies, the freshman point guard. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. They swing it around for Mekhi Mason. What else can you say? Mason pulls up. Wow. 16 in the first half.
Has to go on this run.
Lead now 2 for Nebraska. Mekhi Mason hanging tough, and you can count it. Now that might be the jolt with the spin. Hanging over Diallo.
Good defense by Diallo. Stayed in front of him, stayed strong, contested the shot, made him take a tough one.
Shot clock ticks down to 5 now. A triple is back.
Whether there's Dawson Garcia, Isaac Osmo, Kai Patterson, they're generating good shots.
Transfer from Canisius, dealt with a shoulder injury early in the year.
Here's Osborne. It is Mitchell guarding him. Out of back, shot clock under 10.
Osborne missed an opportunity there in the short roll to attack Isaac Osborne.
Mason. Deep. And knocks it down with a shot clock about to die.
Staying glued to Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell has to find his rhythm offensively. He's struggled the past few games. Taking shots like that is tough.
Harris against Osborne. Touch pass in the corner. 3 from Mason. And Washington has his...
Got a Mike Mitchell sighting. He's struggled. Three-point shot hasn't been going down. He's 1 for 5. So he says, let me put it on the deck and get to the rim. Heavy on the collar. He missed Dawson Garcia there. He had Mekhi Mason. Mike Mitchell bailed him out.
Mason off the handoff. Mason in traffic and got it to go. Tough shot.
I put together a string of stops if they're going to win this one.
Washington has had some moments. The poor outside shooting has hurt tremendously. 3 in the corner.
There you go.
Mekhi, he could be back soon too. He's been practicing with the team the last couple of weeks. So
yeah, we saw him that shoot around, man. I was like, whoa, I don't recognize that guy. So it's good to see him on campus finally.
Mason, his second.
And they get a quick inbound to Miles Colvin. He's been at the rim point blank twice since he came in off the bench.
Washington's going to have to stay engaged on the defensive end and keep scrapping. They've done a good job here the first 8.5 minutes.
Mekhi Mason with the 3. Braden Smith fading away, but it won't go down.
Again, just a little bit out of sync, you feel like Purdue is right now. But give Washington credit. They've dug in here defensively. Good cut.
Mason with the follow. Braden Smith wide open. Heidi and another miss. Purdue.
What happens is when you're not in your normal flow of offense of getting a certain number of threes attempted, now when you get them, they're not really in rhythm because you haven't been getting a lot of them.
Mason. Purdue is going to head off to Eugene tomorrow before they play Oregon on Sunday. Oregon's been off since last Sunday.
Be a good game.
Courtwright lost the defender. It leads to an open 3 for Mason. Score in the first. He has 9 here in the second. And Smith got in the air and threw it to Mekhi Mason. And Mason goes in for the layup.
Exactly what Washington.
Best passer in the country. I mean, he's right there. I mean, the last 3 or 4 minutes, it's just been his assist making, his ability to see over the defense has been so deadly for the defense.
Mason got his hand in the air and pays off with a 3. 90 points a game. And they're going to be living in Ann Arbor. Walters almost. Wolf tap in, no good. A rare miss for Danny Wolf today. Does get credited for another rebound, though, his 7th. Osborne to Mason for 3. That's good. Does Washington... They had 1 game last year where they were over 80 points. 1. Totally different team. Offensive juggernaut.
It's just great. Osborne just wants nothing to do with the basketball right now. He's just shot.
Wow.
They're just putting on the shoulder now.
They've dominated every facet of this game.
They have doubled up Washington, 82-41.
Good cut.
Osborne couldn't get that one to go down.
It was Lawhorn off the mark.
One of those 7 seconds or less shots for Gibbs Lawhorn.
The book still holds up, huh?
Yeah.
20 years later. There's Mekhi Mason.
And he took his time, was patient with the move, wanted to get to that jump hook.
Levi Lawal on the board, the sophomore from Laurel, Maryland. Back to his zone now. Try to maybe help in the middle against Osborne. Deep corner 3. Nacho, the best defender on the perimeter for Washington, helps create that tip. Lawal, though. Here comes Washington.
Yeah, Lawal had to throw it up to beat the shot clock. Not the shot they wanted, but I thought it was good defense by the Washington Huskies.
Mason. Fulton looks to operate against Courtwright. backs in to the block. Good defense. Held his ground. Arrington the miss, and Breidenbach the clear.
Well, Fulton's a nice-looking player, Terry. He got the shot he wanted, just couldn't hit it.
Oh, nice look underneath and the reverse lay-in. Fulton, top of the key, little short. Great with the rebound, starts the break. Oh, the hesitation. Mason right to the hoop.
Right. Restart Big Ten play.
Huskies start out with the basketball. We got a nice crowd on hand on this
I'm not
Christmas
surprised.
Eve.
A little crosstown game. Seattle U about, what, 3.5 miles away, something like that?
Couldn't be much further than that. Pull-up jumper from Mekhi Mason. The hot shooting continues. Advantage. Here come the Red Hawks. Dawson. That pass picked off by King. Up ahead to Mason.
Mekhi Mason has had some good looks. It just hasn't been. Then when the Huskies came out, we heard some booing. I thought it was Washington State. A lot of Washington State fans live over here in the Seattle area.
Here is DJ Davis getting the start. Tyree Iheanacho has started every game this year. He's out there in particular for his defense. By far their best defender, says Danny Sprinkle, their first-year head coach. Easy bunny there by Mekhi Lamar. He was the freshman of the year in the conference that year. So he's been a man on the move, but has really found a home, it seems like, on the Palouse.
Yeah, I really liked him last season when he played. He could score the basketball.
Harris penetrating. Mason, he hits.
On the floor that they don't think can help him win.
Makes both free throws once again. 21-16 now, Cougs. Davis driving. Tries to step through, has no shot.
He's too small to try to gather himself down there in the lane. He's got to go up quicker than that.
Now something opens up there for Mekhi. Cougs, that is what they average per game. They are already at that mark just moments into the second half. And a swat at the rim by Mekhi Mason.
Get it out of here, make Cal Meese. And he scores on the other end.
Count it and one. Meanwhile, Washington State, 20 turnovers leading to 19 Husky points.
Yeah, that's been the Achilles heel.
Oh, with the shot clock.
Give him 21 now.
Cougars have shot over 50% from the floor in the last 2 games. In fact, their last time out in a win against Missouri State on Saturday, they shot 63%. It was the highest single game percentage for the Cougs since 2011. And tonight the Huskies have been able to limit them to something much different. 6 on the shot clock, and yeah, Iheanacho saves it, and Mason, is this going to work? It has.
Double-double against UCLA, transferred in this year from Portland, and he's been one of the bright spots this season for Washington, which picks up the offensive rebound. Eastern Washington has been a poor defensive team this year. They've been one of the worst teams on the defensive glass in the country this year.
Well, that was just a great effort by Mekhi Mason getting that offensive rebound. He needs to knock
There he is, spotting up. It's good.
Get the ball off the glass and initiate the offense. I didn't know that until I saw him here at Washington. I only saw him 2 times last season at Utah State. Once first round of the tournament, then against Purdue and Big Zach Edey. But
he's looking
kind of a young man
for an assist right there. He gets one. He's strong too.
Yeah, he's been in the weight room. You can see it.
Straight away 3, McClain, the miss.
UW has a chance to get some separation right here. They're up 10.
Double figure lead with the ball. Mason in rhythm. Mekhi dealing with an issue with his hand is the reason why they blew that dead. And he has to come out of the game.
Yeah, he shouldn't stand in his zone.
How do you attack a zone like this?
You got to get some dribble penetration to get somebody to flash to that high post. You got to make the zone collapse. Right now, Washington is just passing it around the perimeter.
Whistle on the corner 3, and Mason
working on his game since the last time I saw him in high school. That young man looks impressive at 6'5". He's gonna have himself a chance.
Mason drives. Jace Butler, the freshman, originally committed to Illinois. Now it's Mason. He transferred in.
Good job on him defensively. But once again, you can see his upper body strength and his ability to finish through contact.
Only 6 field goal attempts to your point there, as you see from Andrew Cook.
Yeah, I think Washington should run something for Mason again, and they do. Can
Off
he get
the curl, Mason again, up to 21.
Pass right there by zone. You got to attack pressure. You can't sit there and let it attack you, and that's what he did that time. You can't catch the ball in dead man's corner.
Well, they were working a lot on facing this press in practice yesterday. This is the first time they've seen it in the game, and it was effective.
Yeah, but it looked like Easton just conceded this game. They're not applying the pressure the way that they probably should, because they're down huge.
Here is Mason.
They just continue.
Here, Osobor down on the low block. AG big and strong enough to deal with him.
Clears, vacates, and it rolls in. There is some great hope that the Danny Sprinkle era will bring the juice back to this building.
Yeah, you know that from Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. You don't have to build this arena. You just got to build the team. Because I have been here when this place is rocking.
What was really a premier Pac-12 rivalry in recent years, right? Between the Ducks and the Bruins. That's going to be outstanding.
But I just think both teams, the way they're playing right now, maybe they found something with that. ISOing him on that mid-post area and going to work.
We got a little MJ palms up. I don't know. It just went in.
Off the backboard, though, straight away, Aaron.
Can't script that one.
No.
Mason, you can count it, a chance for 3.
The tallest player on the floor, the second tallest player in the Big Ten Conference, second to Daniel Jacobson at Purdue, who's out for the year. He is so long.
Osobor with the dish and a finish inside.
Protect the rim, and if teams want to shoot pull-ups or runners, let them do that. I would say, though, that Dylan Andrews, probably the best part of his game.
Yeah, you got to be strategic about who you do it.
Yeah, it depends on who's shooting it, right?
Meanwhile, launching on the right side and hitting it, Mekhi Mason.
Here, the ambiance, it's an overall just a great experience. I know that we have a lot of the teams over at La Quinta Resort, so that vibe of having 16 teams together at one location, kind of on that low-rise, spread-out grounds, you know, experiencing the pools and all the atmosphere of the great things that is being offered there. I think it just creates a unique experience.
Rebounders as well. He's done it with Coach Sprinkle by his side. 3 different stops. They're trying to make the successful way with each other.
I love to see that. Absolutely. Thanks so much for that, Autumn. Osobor on the bench with 15 points to go along with 4 big rebounds and 4 assists. Mason, oh, kissing it off the window.
I mean, he's shooting 70% from the floor, and he's got to touch it. I mean, his opponents know who he is. They're going to honor that and respect it.
That 3 is a splat.
2. Alcorn State now on an 8-0 run over the last minute and 40 seconds. Washington hasn't scored in almost 3 minutes, and the lid comes up. Clock muscling his way in. Out to Butler for 3 at the buzzer. Put back for Mason is good. Field for this game to count, even though it's against a D2 foe. Great block by Osobor. Evans trying to peel it off the floor, but Wilhelm Breidenbach picks it up. Breidenbach collects on the baseline. Huskies reset at the top with Mason. Mid-range jumper. That one slips in first here on Montlake. Tie ball game after the pair of free throws from Knapp. And there's Mason from the corner for... Iheanacho had 15 points against Nevada on Saturday. Today it's just been his defense. Only 2 points, but he's got 6 assists, 4 rebounds. From the...
The top returning player for UC Davis.
I see why he averaged 18 a game last year. That was left-handed off the glass. over one of the best shot blockers in the country, Frank Kepner.
Better him.
Nice
Davis
steal.
applies the pressure, and Mason jumps the passing lane and slams it down.
His hand, and that one right there was a yak 'em. It was all bottoms.
True freshman from the Crossroads School and Los Angeles. This is the largest lead for the Aggies. Mason looking for the answer. He got it. That's the second one he's back. He matches his career high there. Diallo.
Yeah, that's not really his game at this point, shooting the three.
But